At the end of this week, France's highest constitutional authority will rule on President Emmanuel Macron's decision to bypass a vote in Parliament in order to push through his controversial pensions reforms. There have been waves of national protests opposing raising the pension age from 62 to 64.
Robin Dwyer spoke to the French economist and former president of the European Central Bank, Jean-Claude Trichet, who says he fully supports Macron's pension plans.
Well, in my opinion, they are necessary in France as well as in practically all advanced economies that are in the same situation. You know that the main problem of France is to go from 62 to 64 as regards the age for retirement. Only to mention en passant, Italy is at 67. Spain has just decided to go to 68. Most countries in Europe are at 65. So as you see, what the government of France is asking for is not, I would say, extraordinary, not at all. And from an economic standpoint, of course, I would certainly recommend to go along. That being said, as you see, there is a strong opposition by the unions. So we will see what happens.
I wonder if I can ask you about the global economy, because we've heard from the IMF saying that we are now heading for the weakest period of growth since 1990. What's your take? Well, first of all, the IMF said, and that is, of course, something which is very important, that this year we should probably post less than 3% for the global growth, after 6.1% in 21 and 3.4% only in 22. So a very big diminishing. What is, of course, alarming is the idea that we could stay at the global level at such a low level in comparison with the past. The IMF pointed out that it was certainly something to be noted. I am a little bit myself more optimistic, but I have no real, I would say, demonstration for that. But it seems to me that in a period of time where we have so many progress in technology, science and technology, the likelihood of higher productivity progress over the next 5 years is not absurd. So I hope and expect that all will be done to augment the growth potential of the global economy. And of course, from that standpoint, the idea of a decoupling between the various economies of the world is the worst idea that you could imagine, because it would have a terrible cost in terms of global growth and prosperity for all the inhabitants of our planet. You were still in the ECB or had the ear of those in the Eurozone. What might you be doing differently to steer the European economy through these fragile times ahead?
No, I don't think that I would have a different attitude as my successor had, including, of course, Christine. I really trust that what is being done by the European Central Bank is appropriate. Fighting inflation is very appropriate, and taking the step that we are taking to now seems to me correct.